Welcome to this episode. In our previous episode, we were able to create a customer and we created a button here which enabled us to do that. In this episode, I would like us to work on editing because it is very similar to whatever code we had in create customer, and so I would like to dive in and be able to just modify the button. So in this case, this button that we're having here that we are calling edit, this one here, when we click on it, we want it to do something. So what I want us to do is this is something that has happened, is change it, and I'm going to change it into an anchor tag. So I'm going to have it like that, and then with a class of button, it will just remain like a button. Then we are going to have an href, and inside here we are going to have to visit the link customers edit, but in between here we will be able to pass in the ID of the customer. So what we are going to have is a customer inside curly braces, customer dot edit, like dot ID, sorry, dot ID, like that. So this you'll be able to assist us to do that. And because we want it to be an inertia link, so again I'm going to do it the way we did in a previous tutorial. So we can say again use inertia, just to ensure that it does not reload the page and it works in an SPA fashion. So now we can try and click on that button and see what happens. So when we click on edit, as you can see, we are getting 404 not found, meaning we do not have that route, and I would like us to go ahead and create that route. So we will go to web.php. Main side here, we are going to have a route get, and this route we have it as customers, and using root model binding I can be able to pass in the ID of the customer as customer. So it you just not only pass in the ID, it you be able to inject our instance of this customer, and then we can have edit like that. Then of course this will be going to the customer controller class, and then the method is going to be edit like that. So now once we have the route, again if I attempt to check now, you will find that it will be going somewhere, only that there is nothing to show. So as you can see, it's just like that. So let us go ahead and be able to also do something inside the customer controller. So I'm going to move to customer controller, and just to check that our edit function is being hit by this instance of the customer, I'm just going to do return customer like that, and go back and attempt to click on it. So when you click on edit, now you can see we are returning a customer, and I think that is good enough. I still want us to go ahead now and be able to create the customer page, edit customer page. I would just like to scroll up until where we have these pages, and we have create customer, customer.svelte, and welcome. And here I would like to have a new file which I'm going to call edit customer, and .svelte like that. And of course inside pages you can also be able to create other pages, but since we're only working with 3 things, that is why I have decided to just have it like that. Now, for us to be able to create the code that we're supposed to have it inside here, I'm going to just pick some things that we already have done in our previous tutorial. So if you have followed the tutorial whereby we are creating the customer, we are going to use everything in that code. So I'm going to copy all of them, and then we are going to paste here and do a few minor modifications, and then we will use it like that. So now I want to modify a few things. So of course I will remove the use form, we will not be using it. And then of course I will remove it from here also. So you just have two things. We'll use Inertia and all those others. And then errors, we can have them remain. And then the other thing that I want us to do is, because we'll be getting this customer, the one that I have shown you we are returning from the controller method, we can be able to just work with it here. So we can say export let customer. And in this case, we're just returning an instance of one customer. So we just have it like that. And then now once we have it like this, when we are posting, we'll be posting to customers and then customer ID. So here I'm going to pass in the customer ID, but this is now when we are saving, not now. So I guess maybe we can just have it. Sorry for that. So we can just say plus ID, not like that, outside, yes, like this, plus ID. And here we'll be able to pass in the ID of this customer eventually, now when we'll be submitting this form. And then of course, instead of submitting form, you'll be submitting customer like that, since the edits that we make to this customer are reactive. So we can be able to just submit whatever it is that you have eventually. Now I want us to modify some things in this form, so let me just extend everything like this. Now here we are having form.name. Since we are referring to the details that we are getting from the database that are named customer, so here we are just going to have, instead of form.name, we are going to change it and have it customer.name, like that. So customer.name, and also for email we will have customer.email, and then also for phone we are going to have customer.phone, like that. After that, for the errors, I think they are being handled well, and every other thing is being handled well. I think we just need to modify this submit here, because once we submit, now we would be editing a single customer record. So here I would like us to pass in the customer.id, like that. So once we pass in the customer.id, now we can be able to submit and be able to hit the update method. So that is what we are going to have, and I think that is it. So let us go ahead and be able to load this in our controller method, and if everything is fine, it's going to display whatever it is that we have. So let's go to the controller method, the same place where we were, and inside the edit, so customer controller and then edit. So here we are going to return inertia render, and then we are going to pass in edit customer, and then we are passing in arrays of values. So we are going to have a single customer, which the customer is being injected here by root model binding. We are going to set them as customer, so that value is what we are passing. and I think that is good enough. Yes, I need to close this by semicolons, and then once we have it like that, I would like to check if everything is working perfect. So I'm going to click edit. Now you can see we are displaying the details of the customer. So even if I go back to customer number 2 and click edit, we can also have customer 2 edit, and then we have the details. Of course, you can be able to change these numbers if you introduce the slug, but in this case, let us just have it the way it is. So now when we edit it, I would like us to submit, and when we are submitting to the method, to the update method, and I believe for us to be able to hit the update method, you go to edit, and here we are going to submit. It's a post request, and we are going to send it to customer, and then we are going to pass in the ID of the customer and then the details. So I believe everything is fine there. So let us go and see how we can be able to handle that. I'm going to create a method here, which we are going to call, it's a post method. So we are going to have it as a route post, and then we are going to have customers, and then we are passing in the customer, in this case sort of like the customer ID, but since we are using root model binding, we can just have it like that. Let me extend this such that you can be able to view it perfectly, and then we are going to use the customer controller like that class, customer controller class, and then we are hitting the the update method, update method like that, and then we have it that way. So I would like us to go to our controller method, and then we see what we have there. So you open the customer controller, and inside the customer controller we are going to go to the update method. Just to confirm that our request is hitting the update method, we can say return 123 like that. I'm going to save, and then when we click on submit, it's giving us that the action is unauthorized, and that is because we are actually using the customer request. It's because of this customer request. So if we are using the requests or the form request, then inside update we need to authorize the user. So in this case, if we require the user to be authenticated, here we can be able to check the authenticated, we can be able to even to check the role. But for the purposes of this tutorial, we are not going to go so much into that. Just going to turn it to true to authorize everybody and allow them to be able to submit, or in this case update, or in other words click on this method. And now you can see we're having 1 2 3. So now what we need to do is inside this update customer request, the one that we have opened, we want to be able to put some rules here. So in other words, validation rules, and I would just like to copy the rules that we are having in a store customer request, this one here. These rules are the ones that I'm going to copy and paste here, but I will modify a little bit, because now when we are editing, you might find that we might just be editing the name alone, and the email remains the same, and then the phone also remains the same. So there is something that we have put here where we are saying that the email has to be unique in the customers table. This is the only thing that I would like to remove, and every other thing just works fine. So we require to have an email, you require to have a phone, you require to have a name, and I think that one is fine. So in this case, even if we delete the name entirely and we send it as blank and we submit, now you can see we are having validation error that the name field is required, but in this case it's returning the original name that we had before editing. and then so I think that one is fine. Now in our update customer method in the controller, I would like us now to modify and save this new user, in this case, or the edited user. So what we are going to do, we are going to get the customer name. So in this case, we can say customer name the same way we have them in the controller, and here we can say request name, and then the email, customer email, is when we are going to set it to request email. Of course, customer phone, we are also going to save it to request phone, and then finally we are going to say customer save, like that, and that will be able to save our customer, and we can again redirect in a similar fashion as we did in our previous tutorial. We can say return redirect to customers. So I copy this and just paste it here, and then we will have it like that. But then we can modify the method. We can say customer edited, so here edited, and maybe we will delete the new customer, so just have customer edited successfully, and that will be it. Only that there is something that I have done which I think requires modification in our edit customer. Instead of sending this one as a post request, we can have it as a put request like that, or maybe patch request. So I'm going to modify that one also in our controller method. So web.php, we will call this one put, like that, and then I think that is okay. So let us try again and see if we can be able to edit a customer. So this Kale Wilms, I'm going to call him Gregory, like that, and submit. Now you can see customer edited successfully, and when we check, we have Kale Gregory. Even this one, close shields, I am going to edit this one, and I'm going to say James Shields. Do you submit? And once we submit, now you can see it's persisted in the database, and what we're having it is a name called James. That is the end of this tutorial episode. I ask that you may support us by subscribing, and let us meet in the next video.